Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. It is another gorgeous day here in Chicago. Game 2 of a 4-game home-and-home series as the Cubs look to avenge a loss yesterday to the White Sox. 3-1 the final. Cubs still have won 8 of 10 since the All-Star break, and with that win, the White Sox snapped a 9-game losing streak. Veteran right-hander John Lackey will pitch for the Cubs today. Left-hander Carlos Rodon for the White Sox. After this one, the Cubs technically with a 5-game road trip, but that will include 2 here in Chicago at the White Sox, and then a big weekend set in Milwaukee starting Friday night. So the Cubs take the field, and let's check in on Rick Renteria's White Sox starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. They look for their 40th win of the year. Melky Cabrera's in the leadoff spot. Jose Abreu is at first base. He's been red hot as of late. Avisail Garcia, off to that great start, has scuffled here lately. Matt Davidson, the third baseman, hits cleanup. Yoan Moncada, the second baseman, bats fifth. Tim Anderson, the shortstop. Omar Narvaez gets his first start of the week. Adam Engel is in center, and Carlos Rodon, the pitcher, hits ninth.
Cubs defensively, Ian Happ makes his 7th start in left field. Albert Almora Jr. is the center fielder. Ben Zobrist will slide out and play right. Bryant, Russell, Baez, and Rizzo third to first. Wilson Contreras is behind the plate. And our Lexus starting pitcher for the Cubs this afternoon is John Lackey. Lexus experience amazing. And the tall Texan is 6-9 with a 5.04 ERA. He's making his 19th start. 5 of his last 6 starts have come on the road. Here at home, he is 1-4 with a 5.05 ERA. It's been a week since he last pitched. That was in Atlanta on the 18th. He picked up the win, went 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 1 run, walked a couple, had 1 strikeout.
That's Lance Barksdale, 13-year veteran and a Mississippi native. He'll work home plate. John Tumpane, who's from here in Chicago, is at first. Ted Barrett, the crew chief, is at second, and Angel Hernandez will handle third. It's a blue sky above. Looks like right now we've got a crosswind right to left. And the Cubs looking to get back to their winning ways. 6 in a row out of the break. They've gone 2-2 since.
Frustrating day yesterday in many ways with missed opportunities, but good to get Kyle Hendricks back into the rotation, get him back into the flow of the season. John Lackey, as I mentioned, good last time. He's been good the last 2 times out. His previous start to the Atlanta game was here against Tampa. Quality work in that one. It's interesting, we talk a lot about John in the high percentage of first pitch strikes that he throws, second most in the National League. That was not the case in his start in Atlanta. He did not throw strike 1 very often in that game.
There is strike 1 to get us started.
While you would never advise a pitcher to not throw strike 1, I think it just spoke to a more discerning approach, perhaps. Not quite as aggressive with the fastball, spinning the ball a little bit more often.
Foul and back out of play, and we do have a southeast wind at 11 miles an hour, mid-70s, 76 officially at game time.
Lackey with a lot of experience against the White Sox from his American League days, but most of these guys don't have much of a book on him. Cabrera is an exception. We've seen a lot of them, and Melky is 13 out of 39. That's a .333 batting average. Lifetime against Lackey.
Still 0-2 on him. Abreu and then Garcia in the opening inning. is over his head, and another 0-2, and it's outside for a ball. 1-2. Cabrera 1 out of 5 with a run scored yesterday. Little tapper, Lackey off the hill, and that's the first out. Here's Abreu. Career .333 hitter against the Cubs, 4th best all time among White Sox hitters. Ray Durham, #1 on that list at .364. And takes ball 1. Jose has 16 home runs. The first 13 were on the road this season. And just got hit by that 92-mile-an-hour fastball. So he is the first base runner, and now Garcia, the all-star.
Well, you see Lackey here dropping the arm angle a little bit, getting a lot of extra run on that fastball, and you certainly want to crowd Abreu. You can't let him just lean and cover the outside part of the plate. He has tremendous power to right and right center.
Tap toward third, fair ball, picked up by Bryant, off balance throw in time to get Garcia. Nice play by Chris. Abreu at second, 2 gone.
Ball looked like it changed directions a little bit on Chris, but he does a nice job charging, getting around it.
Davidson running cleanup today. Homered yesterday, his team leading 19th, measured at 476 feet.
Into the wind. Koji was a split finger pitch that was designed, intended to be down and away, and it was in and up a little bit.
1-0 from Lackey on the ground. It's the shortstop Russell. And Lackey with a scoreless first. That's been the case now for 11 games out of the break. Cubs starters not allowing first inning runs. Today without a hit, with a man in scoring position stranded 12 on base. Their Southwest starting lineup: Zobrist, in the leadoff spot. Bryant, Rizzo, Contreras. We've seen that alignment here a lot. 2, 3, 4. Happ is in left today. Almora with his first start in a week. Baez and Russell make up a pretty impressive double play tandem, and the pitcher Lackey will hit ninth.
The White Sox defensively, Cabrera's in left. Adam Engel, the youngster in center, can really play the position. Great speed. Garcia's in right. Davidson, Anderson, left side of the infield. Anderson has made 22 errors, most in Major League Baseball. The rookie Moncada and Abreu on the right side. Narvaez behind the plate. Lexus starting pitcher for the Pale Hose is the hard-thrown left-hander Carlos Rodon. Lexus experience amazing. He's got an amazing slider. He throws hard. As we mentioned pre-game, he has made just 4 starts. Biceps bursitis shut him down in spring training. So he's just working his way back now. 1-3. Go ahead.
Leadoff man quickly, presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Zobrist gets a hit, Benny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Please continue on Mr. Rodon.
Well, he just tried that change up there, and it wasn't a particularly good one. And that's the challenge for him going forward. He's got big arm, great stuff, tremendous slider, fastball command, and the evolution. Oh, there's a double. There's money from Benny's.
That ball kicks back, and Zobrist has a double. Good start.
Ben's always been good from the right side. This year he has not, batting just 125 as a right-handed batter. No doubt the wrist issues a big reason why, but appears to be healthy again, so expect those numbers to get better and better against left-handed pitching. He hit better than 300 against them last year. So anyway, for Rodon to become the Rodon they expect him to be, and he's the number 3 pick in the draft overall in 2014, so every reason to expect that he's going to be a really good one. Fastball command and then the development of that changeup will really round out the package.
So the Cubs nothing for 10 with runners in scoring position on Monday. They've got an early opportunity against the left-hander Rodon, who was taken ahead of Kyle Schwarber with that 3rd overall pick, 2014 draft, and behind 2 high school pitchers, Brady Aiken and Tyler Kolek. Bryant did not swing at it. 1 ball, 1 strike. That fastball, 1 and 2.
Yeah, he had a very nice second half last year, did Rodon, and he made a commitment to that elevated 4-seam fastball. It was a big part of that success. Been known to touch triple digits.
Got Bryant's attention. 2 and 2. Rizzo on deck.
Typically you'll see him 93 to 95 miles per hour. He'll change speeds with his slider. He'll throw a little softer one to get ahead in the count, then throw one down towards the back foot of a right-handed hitter when he's looking for a swing and a miss.
They got a pretty rare quality start yesterday as Miguel Gonzalez went into the 8th inning. And for the White Sox, just the 12th quality start in their last 54 games. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for the first out.
There is that slider. Great depth. He throws it hard, 86 miles per hour. So reminiscent as a Guidry and Carlton back in the day.
Rizzo reached 3 times yesterday. Double, a hit by pitch, and a walk. Team leading 23 home runs. There it is. Inside. Noticed Anthony late in the game moved off the plate a little bit. Normally he's closer to home plate facing left-handed pitching.
That last at bat he had with Swarzak out there, they were trying to pound fastballs in, so he just snuck off the plate a little bit looking to do some damage. He never really did get a pitch to hit. Cubs among the better teams in baseball against left-handed pitching. Man for man, just about all of them better against lefties than righties.
Winning percentage against left-handed starters, 16-6. Four-pitch walk. And that'll bring up the cleanup man, Contreras.
Bryant, Rizzo, Almora, all with on-base plus slugging averages over 1,000 against lefties. That's elite. Contreras hitting .282 against left-handed pitching. Baez has got a .979 OPS.
Two on, one out, a swing and a miss. Like Victor Caratini will likely catch tomorrow night. As Contreras hits a line shot deep to left. Gone! Back to the bleachers, and the Cubs have the lead.
Number 16 for Wilson Contreras, tops among National League catchers. No doubter.
With a wave at the camera. 417 feet is half fouls. Now Joe is hoping for a 3-run homer, as some wanted a bunt yesterday, and he gets the 3-run homer early today. 4th home run replay.
What a run he has been on.
Late on 93. One and two the count. Has Contreras emerged?
Yeah, I can say there's probably been a run on Contreras jerseys here over the last month or so.
He has taken to the cleanup spot, although I don't think it really matters where he hits.
We talk a lot about protection, and at least I feel like it's kind of overrated, the notion that you can protect a guy like Rizzo, but what you want to do is make somebody pay if you pitch carefully to Rizzo, and that's exactly what he just did, and that's what he's capable of doing.
Happ strikes out. StatCast is powered by AWS. 105.2 on your dial. Albert Almora Jr. 44th start, all coming in center field. JD mentioned, much better against lefties. 361, hitting 235 versus right-handers.
458 on base percentage against southpaws. 574 slugging.
Don, a product of NC State.
Ooh, just got squeezed a little bit. You can tell by the hand on the hip. Staring at Lance Barksdale.
His hometown is Holly Springs, North Carolina. His family's from Cuba, and they moved to Miami back in the 60s, and then on to North Carolina when he was 8.
Just up the road from Mount Pilot.
Holly Springs, yeah.
Yep.
That's where Aunt B was from. Maybe it was Helen. 2-2 on Almora.
Aunt B, man. She could bake an apple pie.
Not good at making pickles, however. Look out. On deck hitter Javier Baez.
Ever do my Aunt B impersonation for you?
No.
Andy. That's it.
Good battle.
Yeah, that slash line for Almora, 361, 458, 574, better than 100 percentage points across the board than league average in terms of batting average, on base, and slugging against lefties. So obviously he's the guy you want to have in there, and provides plus defense as well.
And this will be at least a 9-pitch plate appearance, as he has run it full. Rodon strikes out 3 in the inning, but also gave up 3 runs on one big swing by Wilson Contreras. After an inning, it is the Cubs 3 and the White Sox nothing.
Back to Wrigley Field, this is your Miller Lite game report, and Wilson Contreras providing the big 3-run blast in the last inning. What can't this guy do? Not only providing early run support for the Cubs, but providing some smiles and some big hugs and gifts before the game. If this video doesn't just melt your heart, I don't know what will. This little guy right here, his name is Daniel Rodriguez, and is celebrating his 10th birthday this afternoon. And thanks to the Cubs and the Advocate Children's Hospital, got to meet his favorite player here, Wilson Contreras. And guys, he's going home with a jersey, gloves, the helmet, you name it, and all kinds of memories there with his family, of course, to share to all his buddies. A really, really cool thing to see before the game. Wilson Contreras doing it all.
Yeah, that pulls on your heartstrings.
Wow, and then he hits a home run for the kid.
Yeah, so great. Thank you, Kelly. 1-1 on Moncada.
Oh. That's awesome.
Pulled on the ground, and it's gloved by Baez. Lackey with an early 3-0 lead. Don giving up the home run. That's been a problem for Lackey throughout this season. And Carlos
wisely keeping his left hand out of it.
And that's slow motion. One strike on the shortstop, Anderson.
That was kind of a controlled snap. And normally when you just snap, you're not thinking about protecting your pitching hand. You're just losing your mind.
Toward the middle and through for a base hit. So the White Sox have their first hit of the day.
Everything on the ground so far. 4 ground ball outs. This one finds a hole. Anderson a threat to run aboard. He has stolen 6 bases. He has yet to be caught.
Omar Narvaez, the catcher, left-handed bat.
It's kind of different. The speed guys for the White Sox are at the bottom of their order. They don't have a lot of slugging down there, so this is a time where Renteria may opt to try to be aggressive, even with Contreras back there. Engel, Anderson, threats to run.
Anderson was leaning.
Reyes does not hit for power. He's hit 1 home run.
'89th major league game for him. 25 years old, from Venezuela. Here's the pitch. It's a strike. Cubs are a half a game out of first after the loss yesterday. The Brewers did not play. Milwaukee is in Washington, D.C. later tonight. Zach Davies for the Brewers, former Cub Edwin Jackson for the Nationals. And pause at the set by Lackey. Anderson not running, and a foul. It's 2-2. Baez was a Rule 5 pick on the Rays a few years ago. Ground ball as Anderson was on the move, and because of that action, he's able to go all the way to third. So Russell vacated his spot at short, and Narvaez found that hole, and they're in business.
Yeah, I think it's just smart baseball here by the Sox. Lackey doesn't generate that many swings and misses. We talked about Narvaez not being a power guy. The double play is certainly in order there if you hit the ball on the ground. So start the base runner. To stay out of a double play, you create an opening on the infield, and Narvaez able to exploit it. Beautifully executed hit and run.
Now Engel, who hit the game-winning home run yesterday, one of his 2 hits. Well, you mentioned all the ground balls. John could use another one here. One of his infielders. Narvaez being held by Rizzo at first. Little check swing foul pop behind the first base dugout.
Well known for his speed and his work defensively, and now he's showing some promise with the bat. 2 years ago, he was the most valuable player of the Arizona Fall League. Batted better than 400.
Pitcher is on deck. Engel showing bunt. Anderson got back in safely. It's 3-1 on the hitter.
The pitcher next. Sox perhaps contemplating a little safety squeeze there.
Guessing here, but looking just at the quick stats, that Rodon's a fairly good bunter. 3-2.
Wow, I can't believe he took that pitch on 3-1. I don't think he can believe he took that pitch either. Sometimes hitters just get locked up.
So he takes the pitch right down the middle and then swings at the slider off the plate.
And you see it a lot too, because the frustration after taking a pitch he knew he should have taken a whack at, and he said, well, I'm not going to let that happen again. And you get a little anxiety and a quality pitch too. I mean, that's a really good strike to ball slider.
So Rodon not in a bunting spot with 2 outs, 8 career plate appearances, and he drives that ball out toward the alley for his first major league hit. 1 run in. Here comes Narvaez. It's 2-0 White Sox. I was going to mention 3 career sack bunts in 8 plate appearances, and now he's got a double to add to his resume and 2 RBIs.
Yeah, nothing cheap about that double either. Contreras is set up down and away, and this pitch is middle in. Still very impressive. Swinging the bat by Rodon, clears the hips, drops the head, and off he goes. Wow. This big league knock drives home 2.
Cabrera takes a strike. White Sox on the board after the 3-run homer by Contreras, the 2-run double by Rodon. They're within a run.
Get the big punch out of the 8-hole hitter. You got the pitcher coming up. You figure we get back into that dugout, posting a 0, and maybe get a little careless.
Head to third on a wild pitch.
There's a switch hitter, 290 plus from both sides of the plate this year.
And ball to Bryant. Rodon stayed at third, but he can be forgiven, I suppose, since he doesn't do this a lot. And he just put his team on the board. 3-2 Cubs early. Is presented by State Farm.
This Saturday of 7:05, bring the family out and enjoy the Under Armour All-American game at Wrigley Field. This is your first chance to catch the country's top high school baseball players. Get free tickets. Everybody likes free while they last. Available in person at the Cub store at the park at Wrigley through Friday. Limit 8 tickets per person. No purchase necessary. For more information, visit Cubs.com.
3-2 Cubs. I think I said 2-0 after the Rodon double.
It's okay.
My brain froze for a moment.
Yep.
Sometimes you say things you don't even realize.
Most days it takes me half an hour to figure out what day of the week it is, what city we're in.
Brain crampage. Here's Baez, 7-8-9 for the Cubs. Fortunately, we've got a nice graphic on the screen from much of the game that has the score, so it's Casper proof.
Score is irrelevant. Just take a Zen approach to the whole thing.
Strike called on Baez.
Certain sense, new life for Rodon. It's amazing how quickly fortunes can change. We have that shot of him beating up the cooler, and then the next thing you know, he's standing on second base, having driven in 2.
That is a strike. It's 1-2. Baez hitting .340. over his last 29 games to get his batting average up over 270. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So all 4 outs for Rodon have been strikeouts. He tied an American League record in his last start last year against the Twins in late September. He struck out the first 7 batters of the ball game. He could not pull off a Jim DeShays.
He must have tied Joe Cowley, who did it with the White Sox.
He had also struck out the final 3 batters faced in his previous game, so he had a nice string of 10 in a row over 2 outings. First pitcher to strike out 10 consecutive batters since Eric Gagne, 2003.
Well, he certainly has strikeout weapons. Plus fastball up in the zone. That's going to generate a lot of swings and misses. And that slider that he featured in the first inning. Kind of classic left-handed power pitcher stuff.
One, two to Russell.
That's why when we first talked about him back in the first, we talked about the changeup. If he could ever really master that pitch, then look out, big league hitters.
Right field, Garcia coming after it. I don't think he caught it. He did not. It's a trap. Russell kept on running. It's a double. As Garcia was trying to show Young Tumpane that he caught it, but I don't think he did. And the White Sox want to make sure in their dugout.
No catch. Clearly got it on the short hop. Nice effort and good job by Russell not giving up on the play, making sure he gets to second base. That's the best look right there.
Lackey taking all the way, and I guess ball one. It worked.
Well, the fact that Narvaez basically dove for that pitch cost Rodon a strike. In the third innings for Rodon so far this year. Coming into the start, he walked 15 men. So I would have Lackey in take mode here. I'll probably have him in take mode for two more. Wanted to play a little gamesmanship, just kind of stand there, drop the bat, kind of hold the bat real low, just psych him out a little bit.
Ball four. The guy showing bunt bother you?
Yep, a little bit. Could be a little disconcerting. I swear, I mean, or do something different, you know, where you're taking all the way there. Make sure you give every indication that that's the case, because that gets into the pitcher's head, or it certainly can get into a pitcher's head a little bit.
Zobrist doubled and scored on the Contreras home run in the first inning. Bunts, foul.
Hitters do that enough. When you're in take mode, 3-0, 3-1. Step way off the plate, crowd the plate, just do something completely different that changes the look for the pitcher out there.
So the point is, while the pitcher is supposed to be focused on the glove, where the batter stands,
yeah, well, all of a sudden you present a real funky look.
And one. Russell around third. He's going to score. 4-2. Dan Zobrist 2 for 2 with a couple of doubles, and we're only in the second inning.
One down the third base line. This one into right center. That's going to bring Don Cooper out of the White Sox dugout to have a chat with his young left-hander. This ball's up. Belly button high. Line drive. Russell has to freeze before he takes off. Lackey follows along into third base.
Bit of a fate you've asked for as a pitcher when you walk the opposing pitcher.
Yeah, well, it speaks to lack of command, and when you're having a hard time commanding pitches, you walk people and you also make mistakes out over the plate.
Second and third. Let's see, the White Sox will play back on the left side, and they're going to play both in on the right. Okada in about halfway. Rayu in, but well off the line at first.
Figuring if it's on the pull side, it's going to be hit much more sharply. That's a Lackey down there at third base. He's probably not going on contact, so they can afford to stay back on the pull side, force him to read the ball, make sure it gets through. Remember the very rare time that I was on base, a situation like this, and the third base coach would come over and say, read it off the bat, or you're going. I mean, I never really. I just okay, but I just until it landed on the outfield turf, I wasn't going anywhere.
2-1. Foul back. Somebody made a nice catch. Fergie Jenkins fan.
Now he's thinking punch out here, so that means one of two things in all likelihood: high fastball or slider down and in. And with the base open, probably not in a mood to give in to Bryant here, even if he misses on the 2-2.
Chris has struck out twice, this time two in scoring position.
Yep, the situation got the best of him there, and we talked yesterday how he rarely does that. Expand that off, and especially this fastball, and it's again not a good pitch. They're trying to go inside, so he missed his spot by a couple of feet.
Defensively with 2 outs, and left-handed hitting Rizzo at the plate. Okada out in shallow right. Anderson, the shortstop, playing basically behind the runner Zobrist. There's the pitch. Almost hit him. Cubs got a 3-run homer from Contreras in the first. RBI double by Zobrist here in the second. White Sox runs coming on a 2-run double by the pitcher Rodon. 2-2.
White Sox do a lot of shifting, and interesting alignment here. They got Mercado out in shallow right field, and the outfield has Engel well towards left center. Not a whole lot of real estate between he and Cabrera.
Could only get 1 run yesterday, 4 already in the first 2 innings today. You see the alignment defensively on the infield.
Good take.
3-2. Strike 3. Looked like it was off the plate. Cubs get 1 and now lead 4-2 after 2. Attend event of the summer. Experience the biggest day of racing in Illinois with exclusive ticketed packages, big ways to win, and a celebration of the best racehorses in the world. Visit arlingtonpark.com to plan your day. Cubs 4, White Sox 2. Visitors will bat here in the 3rd inning. We'll change venues tomorrow night. Wrap up the season series at Guaranteed Rate Field.
Jake Arrieta pitches tomorrow for the Cubs. James Shields for the Sox. Lester and Pelfrey in the series finale on Thursday.
to Shields, and then Lester Pelfrey. Ground ball. It's picked up by Rizzo on the bag for the out.
Another ground ball.
Good day for Rodon on the mound. All 6 outs recorded have been strikeouts, and he's trailing 4-2. Garcia 0 for 1.
Well, we talk a lot about pitchers sometimes being effectively wild. He's been ineffectively dominant.
Garcia, without a hit in the series, came in hitting 169 over his last 17 games. His average has plummeted as a result from 342 to the current 307.
He doesn't use his changeup very much. He wants to do a little something different, a little funky. He'll drop down, change the arm angle. Another thing he does well, savvy veteran that he is, he'll alter his tempo. And we talk a lot about doing that with men on base to upset the rhythm of the base runner, potential base stealer. He does it to upset the timing of the hitter. He'll go quickly one time, hold the ball a little bit longer the next.
And he strikes out Garcia. That's his second.
Didn't get the chase on the previous high fastball, so he went back down. He climbed down the ladder to get the strikeout.
Davidson with 2 outs, nobody on. Ball 1. By the way, Wade Davis was warming up late in the ball game yesterday. If the Cubs had been tied or had the lead in the 9th, he would have worked in his 3rd consecutive game.
That's when you know the thinking has changed, right? And Joe, for the longest time, trying to stay away from using Davis in back-to-back days. So a willingness to use him 3 days in a row. It's second half mentality. Week between starts, and Lackey's pretty fresh here today. Got 94 on that heater. To the big kid, 6'3", 230, originally drafted and signed by the Diamondbacks. Supplemental pick after the first round in 2009, so the 35th pick overall that year.
Came over in the Addison Reed trade. From Yucaipa, California.
Minor leaguer, doing pretty much what he's done as a big leaguer. Didn't hit for average, but plenty of power, and that's what he's done here in his rookie campaign with the Sox.
Okada on deck. 3-2 the count. Here we go. The pitch to Davidson is a strike. And they go in order. 1-2-3 in the third. Cubs lead 4-2.
Swing, so come out and catch a game at Wrigley Field. Tickets are still available for games in August, especially for the Arizona and Cincinnati series. Visit Cubs.com for tickets today. The Diamondbacks are here August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And right on the heels of that series come the Washington Nationals. That won't be easy.
No, that'll be a tough homestand. Contreras swings and misses. Needs help with the grip.
The Pittsburgh Ball Club, you know them as the Pirates, they're back to 500, and their next, well, counting last night's game against the Giants, 19 consecutive games against teams that are either in last or next to last place. They got a lot of Giants. They got a lot of Padres. Got some Cincinnati, some Toronto and Detroit coming up.
This gave the Cubs the lead. I don't think it quite got to Waveland, but back of the bleachers.
Got a little macho going on. A little up and in, and Wilson with a little stare, and then Rodon answering with a little double take of his own.
Two and two. Out in the left center for Contreras, and that will be a single. The lead off the third. That was hit really hard.
Yeah, he got on the backside of that one. He's been finding that barrel quite often here. Whack! Angle speed allows him to cut this ball off, hold Contreras to a singleton.
Now the switch hitting Happ batting from the right side. So the Cubs, I believe, are batting 1,000, right, on balls in play. 5 for 5.
Yeah.
Make it 6 for 6. And they put one in play. gone for Rodon here early. It will not be a long afternoon. He's nearing 70 pitches.
It's a very bizarre game with all the strikeouts, and the hits have all been solid. You would think a guy who all the outs recorded are by strikeout, he's given up a bunch of hits. You would think, well, you know, it's dominant stuff, getting a lot of strikeouts, probably been some weak hits, some bad luck, but it's been struck sharply when struck.
Almora now with 2 on and 0 outs. The pitch. 0-1. Been watching what Jose Altuve's been doing here lately.
Well, he's been on fire.
He's hitting .507 in 17 July games, hitting .365 on the season.
Something like .430 on the road.
And the team with the best record in the American League, he could be an MVP. Trying to stretch their lead. 2-1. Just on the edge.
Normally get that one called.
Grimace from Almora as he heard the call from Lance Barksdale.
Barksdale's called a couple top of the zone fastballs, but rarely do you see the breaking pitch up there called.
Hey, we want to send out a very special happy birthday wish to Virginia Pressey, who watches us every day. And she's rooting for a Cubs win today, as she can always hear her son Gary playing in the background. In the air to right. Garcia coming in. Contreras no chance to tag.
Happy birthday, Virginia, and she's with her son Gary's brother Glenn, who's a big White Sox fan. But Gary said, Glenn, don't be changing the channel after the happy birthday wish. Mom wants to watch the Cubs broadcast.
Yeah, keep it right here. No flipping. So that is the first out recorded by Rodon that has not been a strikeout. Contreras and Happ started the inning with consecutive singles. Almora flied to right. And the 0-1 to Baez, swing and a miss.
It didn't take Rodon long to get to the big leagues. Drafted in 2014. He was called up in 2015.
Strikes out Baez for the second time. 2 gone. It'll be up to Russell. Rodon has dealt with some injuries at this level. Sprained wrist last year, missed less than a month, and then the biceps bursitis cost him pretty much the first 3 months of this season. Fouled away by Russell.
They fast-tracked him. Signed in 2014, made 6 minor league starts that year. Just a couple more at Charlotte the next year, and 23 starts, 3 relief appearances with the White Sox. His rookie campaign, 9-6 with a 3.75 ERA.
I don't know if you're from there. Are you a Charlatan?
If you're from Charlotte?
Yeah.
Charlottonian, maybe.
I'm guessing it's not charlatan.
The sense that he and his catcher aren't on the same page here today.
Strike 3. He's got 8 strikeouts through 3, but he's trailing by 2.
One of the very best who has ever competed in mixed martial arts.
Order with your remote or visit Xfinity.com/UFC. Cubs lead 4-2. White Sox a 3-1 winner yesterday. Gorgeous day here at the ballpark. A little warmer than yesterday. Got a crosswind right to left. Milwaukee working with a 2-run advantage. I guess Charlatan is correct. Charlotte plus AN.
Maybe they say charlatan.
Well, I try to learn something new every day. That's what we learn.
I learned on Jeopardy the other day that Charles Darwin invented the rolling office chair. Not rolling office, he played for the Braves. Rolling office chair.
Really?
Yeah.
Charles Darwin?
Yep.
It was an evolutionary office chair.
Just over time, just grew wheels.
Two and two. And switch hitting Yoan Moncada.
Sky's the limit for this kid. Considered by many to be the top prospect in all of baseball.
4 out of 5 dentists have him as the top prospect. That's how prospecty he is.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of debate.
3-2 from Lackey is fouled out of play.
And prospect intelligentsia. I really like this kid, and for good reason. I mean, he's a physical specimen. He's got speed. He's got power. He's a switch hitter, good from both sides. He's still about 20 at bats or so far this year. He punched out 4 times in the ball game yesterday.
Going on here, he's Charlottean. That makes sense. Ball 4. I knew it couldn't be charlatan. It would be
too risque.
Yeah. So if you're from Charlotte, you are a charlatan. And if you're not, you're not. Anderson with a single, scored on the Rodon double in the second.
Rodon had, or excuse me, Moncada 17 stolen bases in the minor leagues. Capable of hitting the ball out of the ballpark. 9 this year.
Contreras slides toward the outside, swing and a miss on the slider. 0-2. He is a Texan from Abilene.
Joe, 38 years of age now. Second round pick of the Angels back in 1999.
Down by Contreras. Every time he catches these guys, he learns their misses. Such an important thing for a catcher. And call for a slider. You kind of get a feel for if he pulls it too much, if he misses his spot, you can anticipate a little bit. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's not a miss at all.
One fortunate fan will win a player grade 2016 World Series ring donated by Jostens, with proceeds benefiting Cubs charities. Now through September 4th, Cub fans can purchase raffle tickets for $10 each. Tickets can be purchased online and at official locations around Chicago. Visit Cubs.com/ring raffle for details. And years from now, you'll be able to tell your friends, yeah, I was on that club. Didn't play much. Manager didn't like me. Might not find me if you try to Google it, but I was there. Would they be so bold as to play hit and run again?
Worked the last time.
Yeah.
Fowler going back to the DL. Left forearm strain. Yanked into right. Baez 2 for 2 from the 7 spot.
Well, good thing Moncada wasn't running, because he probably would be on third base now.
First and second, and Engel gets it off the end of the bat foul. That had Rodon dancing in the on deck circle.
Lackey throws his fastball a little over half the time. The slider is his secondary pitch. Got a good one of those today.
Not the primary, secondary. Field fly rule in effect. So Engel is out. And I think Rizzo did that on purpose. I think he was having a little trouble finding the ball in the sun and decided, I'm going to let it drop, see if anybody runs. Now, normally I would say it wasn't on purpose, but Anthony's a pretty heads-up guy, and both runners stayed right where they are.
Yeah, I think he was trying to bait them. A ball popped up like that, he knows it's not going to take a wayward bounce.
He's talking with the first base umpire, John Tumpain. Yeah, I like that play every once in a while, just to keep the base runners honest.
And maybe just squinting into that sky, said, you know, I'm not going to work too hard on this.
I think he gets the put out because the ball landed right in front of him.
I guess if you really wanted to sell it, you kind of go through all kinds of weird, contortions that you can't see the ball. And
quite know when the infield fly rule came into effect, but I'm sure it was, a few infielders made that play and ended up turning pretty easy double plays, if not triple plays, and then they said, we probably need to account for this particular situation. Rodon strikes out, so Lackey strands a couple, and we head to the bottom of the fourth. Cubs lead 4-2. Chicago, you can get in the game, sign up to play in CSN's Rocket League Championship at faceit.com for a chance to compete for the $100,000 grand prize pool. Register today.
What does that mean? What is it?
You're playing Rocket.
What's Rocket League?
Self-explanatory.
I saw cars on the graphic.
I think you should sign up to find out. The short answer is I don't know, but it sounds fun.
I'm in.
And potentially lucrative. Lackey takes a strike, leading 4-2.
If they ever have a league for that slide bowling game, I'm in.
Swing and a miss.
John
open the
go
throttle.
large, yeah.
Cardinals have brought up outfielder Harrison Bader from the AAA to replace Fowler as Lackey strikes out. One of their top prospects, I guess.
Yeah, I remember seeing him play on television during spring training. I mean, a good spring. I was talking with Al Hrabosky about him just the other day.
9 strikeouts. For Rodon.
Yeah, it was a strange game for him. 9 punch-outs, but he's allowed 6 hits, 4 runs. Good pitch. Barksdale, like Angel Hernandez, who was back there yesterday, generous up, but not so at the bottom of the strike zone.
Bader is a center fielder by trade, 23 years old, went to the University of Florida. He's from New York originally. 19 home runs at AAA Memphis this season. Two balls and a strike, and we'd like to welcome all our viewers watching today on Farmers Cooperative Telephone Company in Tama County, Iowa.
Hi, everybody out there.
Ball 4, third time on for Zobrist.
Good sequence by Rodon. Made a lot of quality pitches there, but ultimately lost Zobrist. According to Wikipedia, the infield fly rule was first introduced in the National League in 1895.
Earlier than I
I'm with you.
guessed.
Yeah.
There goes Zobrist. Here's the throw, and it hits him. Stolen base for Zobrist.
Went on first move, got a huge jump. High leg kick from Rodon, who for a left-handed pitcher has been pretty easy to run on in his career.
Second stolen base for Zobrist. And second is homestand. He stole one on Friday against the Cardinals. Takes the mask off the home plate umpire, but I think the ball got the worst of Narvaez. So did it get both? Well, it did. Look like the shoulder of the catcher and then the mask of the umpire. One and one on Bryant. He's had a tough day. 2 strikeouts. 2-1. Hard to keep a good man down like Chris Bryant. OPS well over 900. 14 home runs on the year. Happy 90th birthday to Kay Stroud, who lives in Eagle River, Wisconsin, originally from Chicago. But back in town this week for her birthday. Two from Rodon, and Chris adds injury to insult today as he banged one off his leg. Here comes Ed Halber to check on him. Still down. He's got some protection down there. Let's see where it got him. Just above it, possibly.
Back knee?
Or back knee.
Or back knee or shin, I think.
Yeah, it's his right knee. Ow. And he's done. No, he's going to stay in. Okay. I was a little worried there. He was going to walk off.
And finger injury. He missed just one day. The best tonic for this is to jog around the bases.
Two and two on Bryant. Strike three.
Ball's inside.
And Chris is doing something he rarely does.
Yeah, and if you're Lance Barksdale, if you're Lance Barksdale, you got to be willing to stand in there and take a little bit for Chris Bryant, because he never gets after the umpires.
Well, Chris has been ejected from this game. And unless you can remember another time, that's got to be the first of his career.
I believe so.
And on the rare occasion a manager gets ejected these days, it usually happens after one of his players has been kicked out.
Balls and strikes, either the manager from the dugout or out defending his player. And Joe's not going to give up easily on this one. He may end up going as well.
Day for Bryant, ends early.
Yeah, that ball's clearly inside. See, catcher sets up in there, and it brings Barksdale with him. Umpires like to set up inside the catcher there, stay out of harm's way from the foul tip.
He has a very legitimate gripe. That is well off the plate. And that's the thing, when a guy like Zobrist or Bryant, they're mild-mannered guys, when they have an issue with the home plate umpire, they're usually right. Meantime, Rodon with his 10th strikeout, and we're in the 4th inning. That doesn't happen often. So hustling, he's got a base hit. That's the ball you were talking about yesterday.
Yep. Yesterday was up there.
Ninth inning, right?
That's to tie the game, yeah. Obviously not something you do intentionally as a hitter, but it's certainly in play with the shift on and the second baseman in shallow right field. Soft contact to the right side. Zobrist with an aggressive turn at third. He's ready to streak home if there's a play made at first base. Cooper will make his second visit of the afternoon. On approaching 100 pitches, will likely be his last inning.
Also told it's Tama, Iowa. So thanks for watching from Iowa today in Tama. Contreras with runners at first and third, 2 outs. Pitch. And on the hands, fouled off.
Rodon's stuff in the strike zone from Barksdale here today. It's pretty impressive that the Cubs have all these hits and 4 runs already.
One and one. Chris Beck up in the White Sox pen.
Wonder if they call him Shooter.
Contreras requesting time. Rizzo takes off, swing and a miss. As Contreras strikes out, Cubs lose their third baseman to ejection. Lead 4-2 after 4. Deuces and the Diamond Club. To see the complete list of the CSN bars of the game presented by Miller Lite, visit csnchicago.com. Changes after the Bryant ejection. John Jay comes into play left. That moves Ian Happ to second, which moves Baez over to third. Four to two, Cubs lead. 3 runs in on the homer by Contreras in the first. Carlos Rodon, 11 strikeouts through 4 innings. And he's trailing by 2. And he might be done for the day.
Yeah, he's got a 2-run double and 11 punch-outs through 4 innings. And he's on the wrong side of a 4-2 ledger.
Cabrera deep. Zobrist makes a catch. Nicely done as Ben stuck with it.
The wind might have pushed it that way a little bit. The dogged pursuit by Zobrist pays off. Finds the wall, starts tracking along the ivy.
Not an easy play by any stretch. The 11 strikeouts for Rodon, tying his career high. Pitch to Abreu in tight.
Double up in there. Second time he's hit him. And
yeah, and Abreu gave Lackey a look after the first pitch was in. And now another one after he gets hit for the second time. And remember, Rodon and Contreras had a little stare down. Nice setup in. Jose not real happy.
Take the measure of the situation, like, are you throwing at me or what's going on here? And I think Lackey would tell you, I'm just trying to keep him honest, keep him off the plate because he does have such good power the other way. Now the fact that Abreu looked out at him after the first pitch of this at bat may have convinced John to double up inside.
Abreu takes off. Here's the throw, and he's going to make it.
Well, that's strictly, I'm mad at you, I'm going to try to make you pay. That's not part of his game. That's his first steal. It's his first try.
The 4th of his major league career.
That's pretty well for a big man, though.
The 1-1 to Garcia is a strike. Ground ball to the shortstop Russell. Abreu has to head back to second. 2 outs.
Check out the variety of luxury premier options that Wrigley Field has to offer for your next client, corporate, or family function, like an all-inclusive suite experience located on the Nuveen Suite level. Visit Cubs.com/premier for an option that fits your needs.
Davidson climbs in for the 3rd time. Ground out. And strikeout looking. Pitcher and catcher will look to get on the same page. A couple of Cubs minor league notes. The Eugene Emeralds a couple of days ago finished their first half. They ended up one game out in their division. The defending league champions will have to finish first in the second half to get back to the postseason. It's the Cubs' short season A-ball club in the Northwest League. Young right-hander Michael Rucker at Myrtle Beach has a scoreless streak at 20 innings and has been named the Carolina League Pitcher of the Week for the second consecutive week. He's 23 years old. Cubs drafted him in the 11th round out of BYU last year. And Jin Ho Seng pitching at AAA Iowa, the PCL Pitcher of the Week. Good stuff. Another hit batter. And it will get Moncada to the plate with 2 men on.
Well, Davidson, another big strong guy. You don't want to let him get his arms extended, and clearly Lackey's not looking to put men on base. He's got a 2-run lead in the 5th inning.
Leading by 2. The White Sox have 2 on, 2 out here in the 5th, and another. That's 3 to load the bases. And Moncada got that one on the hand or the wrist. And while Moncada's being checked on by one of the athletic trainers, Ricky Renteria is going to Lance Barksdale, the home plate umpire. Is he asking for a warning?
I don't know. I don't know what I mean. Clearly, and obviously, hit 3 guys in an inning. It's going to get everybody's attention, and people are going to see all kinds of nefarious things going on. But again, it's a 2-run ball game. It's the 5th inning. This is a cut fastball. It just clips him in the lead hand there at the bottom of the bat.
So the sacks are packed with Sox.
I don't know why Ricky was out there, but I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Madden came out at the end of the inning to talk to Barksdale to ask what Ricky was out there chatting about.
Tim Anderson. Ground ball to Russell. He'll get it to Happ. Painful inning for the White Sox batters, and they strand 3.
Presented by ATI Physical Therapy and Ideal Industries. Young sluggers ages 5 to 13 have the chance to suit up in Cubs gear and receive top-notch baseball instruction during a week-long camp. A few camps are still available, including a limited number of spots at our Evanston location. Enroll now by visiting Cubs.com/kids.
Tyler Saladino is now short. Chris Beck is the new pitcher.
Right-hander 1-1 with a 4.46 ERA. He's been hit hard of late. Takes a shot inside. That's got everybody buzzing. 7.84 ERA. 3.96 batting average against. 5 home runs allowed over his last 11 appearances. Prior to that, had been rolling along nicely with a 2.08 ERA.
I mean, seriously?
Yeah,
just throw him out. There's no warning. It's on purpose.
Ejection. Now Joe's going to come out. And Barksdale well within his right to just eject him there, because clearly that was intentional.
I mean,
question. And Joe could very well be making this point to Barksdale. Look, if you thought my guy was throwing intentionally,
you should have issued warnings
or ejected my guy.
This, the other part of this, he just put the leadoff man on.
Yeah, it's just stupid baseball. It's bad baseball. I curry a little favor in the clubhouse. There's a lot of pressure on young pitchers when a star caliber player gets hit a couple times and shows a little umbrage, that you have to go out and protect him. And that's sometimes where the player or the manager has to deliver the message to his pitcher. Hey, look, we're trying to win a ball game here. That's our first priority.
You know, the weird thing about this is, if Happ charges and there's a big brawl, Beck probably gets suspended for like 6 games.
Right, but
now because he didn't, because he took the high road, Beck just gets to continue to pitch. Happ takes off. And he's going to make it.
You got to be careful what you ask for. You start putting people on base. And again, I can understand the White Sox being a little frustrated that they got 3 guys hitting that inning and Abreu got hit twice. But you have to view it in the context of the game situation. What's going on out there? Why on earth would Lackey be trying to hit anybody intentionally?
Well, hopefully that's the end of that for the rest of the week on both sides. Strike on Almora as he tried to bunt on the stolen base. And shot foul. Look out. I tend to believe most of the time the pitchers are not trying to hit guys when they do. That was about as blatant as it gets.
Yes.
It was like the Harper
and I guess the old school way of thinking about it is if you're going to hit somebody, that's the way to do it, right? Down lower body, throw it behind him. There's no way he can get out of the way. You're not throwing it up around the head.
Retreats as Saladino will get Almora. 1 away. Cubs today announced the start time for their game against the Cardinals on Sunday, September 17th. That'll be a 1:21 pitch. And we'll have it for you right here on CSN Chicago. September 17th against the Cardinals. First pitch will be 1:20. That had been a TBD on your pocket schedule. Don't be late, JD. I'll remind you the day before.
Thank you.
When we leave the day before, I'll say see it 1:20. Which in our case usually means around 10 in the morning. As we get to the park to prepare. Baez could not hold up.
Don't pull a Joe Cowley.
What's the Joe Cowley?
Two Joe Cowleys mentioned in one broadcast. Joe Cowley got called up, I think it was with the Braves, and I believe they were in New York. Instead of going to the ballpark, he went to it was a girlfriend's house, somebody's house. Spent the night, got up and was having a luxurious breakfast the next morning and didn't realize it was a day game until he heard the national anthem on the television.
Best part of this meeting is that Abreu and Davidson just said, I'm not. These days, usually the entire infield.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Every meeting is. Everybody but Toby gets invited to the meetings.
Going on today. Contreras with a 3-run homer in the first. The pitcher for the White Sox, the starter Rodon, went 4 innings, tied his career high with 11 strikeouts. He recorded 12 outs and all but one via the strikeout. He had his first major league hit, 2-run double. John Lackey has hit 4 batters. Chris Beck just plunked Ian Happ apparently in retaliation. Warnings have been issued. Oh, and Chris Bryant got kicked out for the first time. After arguing balls and strikes. Outside, barely 2-2.
Zone that has been pretty big at times today. Not there.
Oh, and I got the score wrong early too. Don't forget that.
So yeah, a lot of chips going down on the baseball bingo card here today.
Missed the spot by a bunch there, 3-2. Lackey will probably come up at some point here. One of these two guys gets on. He is in the hole currently. Tough day for Baez. 3 at-bats, 3 strikeouts. Time now for the Giga Time moment, powered by Xfinity. A few bruises today. Abreu twice. Davidson and then Moncada. That lowered the bases before Lackey got out.
The irony is, with each successive hit by pitch by Lackey, it further proves the case that he probably wasn't trying to hit any one guy intentionally, right? When you start to misfire like that, you're just missing your spots.
Russell will be given an intentional walk to make sure Lackey comes up.
That's the right baseball play, down 2 with the base open.
Yep.
So John takes a big swing though at some point.
First and second, 2 outs. Brown has walked and struck out today. Saladino will field. And the Cubs strand 2. We go to the 6th inning. Cubs 4, White Sox 2. Carlos Zambrano mics up for a Spanish broadcast of Cubs baseball as Wilson Contreras leads the Cubs against the Arizona Diamondbacks. First pitch is at 7, or stream the game live at csnchicago.com. We look forward to that. Time for our Quicken Loans Rocket Arms. Starting pitchers lines today as Rodon, again 11 of his 12 outs were strikeouts before he was pulled. John Lackey still working for the Cubs. By the way, our buddy Chris Kamka has tweeted that Lackey is the first Cub pitcher to hit 4 batters in a game since
Carlos Zambrano.
Mo Drabowski, June 2nd, 1957, in the first of a doubleheader.
It ain't so, Mo.
Baez 2 for 2. Carl Edwards Jr. loosening. Line to left, and it's foul.
Narvaez's angle, and then Saladino, who came in the double switch. He's now in the 9th spot in the batting order.
Orioles are 5-7 versus the American League. They've won 4 of their last 5 after starting 1-6 against teams out of the American League East. After this week, still have the Blue Jays coming here in August, and then we'll go to Tampa Bay in September. That's a leadoff walk. Baez on for the 3rd time.
And Lackey looking in at Barksdale. He made a good enough pitch.
High strike.
Yeah. Kind of weird zone. Last 2 days, actually. Slide ball has been the swing and miss pitch for him here today. Doing that drop down fastball a lot. And it's one of the reasons why a couple of those guys got plunked. His comments when asked by the writers after his start in Atlanta whether he was worried about being moved to the bullpen or not, and he said, look, there's 2 places for me, either in the rotation or at home.
Zobrist will not get it. Narvaez to 3rd. He's going to be stopped there. That's a double for Engel. He's had 2 huge hits now in this series. 3 in all, but the game-winning homer yesterday, and this double putting the tying runs in scoring position.
Yeah, the noise coming from the bottom of the White Sox batting order here today. They got it done in the 2nd when they played it 2, and now threatening here in the top of the 6th.
That looks to be it for Lackey. Comes Joe.
Bring Edwards out of that bullpen and look for some strikeouts.
John will leave with a 4-2 lead, but the White Sox threatening, and it's Carl Edwards Jr. when we return.
Pace to pick up and play MLB action, packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One. PlayStation 4 and mobile devices. Learn more at rbigame.com.
It is time for the Weber sauces and seasonings called to the pen. Call grilling flavor up to the bigs. Here's Carl Edwards Jr.
For the 44th time, the slender right-hander gets the call. 3-2 with a 2.75 ERA. 39 in the third innings. He's only allowed 17 hits. He has walked 25. For the most part, he's been able to pitch around those walks, but every now and then it raises his ugly head and takes a bite out of him. As the occasion a couple appearances ago.
Infield back, except Baez on a sharply hit ball could possibly throw home. First plate appearance in the series for Saladino. Working a pretty decent mustache. Good facial hair era, I think, in the game.
Yeah, good. Especially with the eye black, it completes the look.
Just a month and a half earlier with back issues. Swings and misses. And a naturally cutting fastball. 2-1.
And 9 walks issued by Edwards in his last 7 appearances.
Two and two.
He's allowed 12 earned runs, 12 runs total this year charged to Carl. 9 of them coming in 3 outings.
How about 80 career innings and 35 hits? He's allowed more walks than hits in his major league career. 42 free passes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Good comeback. And that's the first out.
Yeah, and that's why you love to have him in situations like this. There's a lot of value, obviously, in keeping the ball out of play. Runners on second and third, nobody out until this pitch. Cabrera's a different animal. He's a tough guy to put away.
Robbed of an extra base hit and a nice running grab by Zobrist on the warning track in the 5th inning. He's 0 for 3. And nothing in 1 on him.
Takes a pretty short path to the ball. Doesn't overswing. Where you'd like to bury that breaking ball down in the dirt to try to get the chase. It'd be a tough pitch for a catcher to block.
Lackey can win it. He cannot lose it. Leaving with a 4-2 lead and 2 men on.
Whoa. Get his normal cut on that fastball.
Ground ball, foul, just foul.
Paul wants to throw the breaking pitch.
Bounce back to Edwards. And looks at both the runners. Gets Cabrera, 2 outs. Big play, big out.
Yeah, for a minute there, I thought he was going to take a shot at second base, and he probably did have a shot, but I think he made the right play. Dancing around, don't have your feet squarely under you, make sure you get an out. And he initially looked at second base. Absolutely, that's the play. The tying run out there in scoring position.
Sure what to call that dance move, but it goes like this: third 1-2, second 1-2, throw to first.
Oh, the don't panic shuffle.
Strike to Abreu. Reached twice and hit by pitches. And he's stolen a base today.
On a conversation with Contreras, and Contreras trying to tell him, we're not trying to hit you, man. Abreu probably not buying it. And that swing right there is all you need to see to realize why you need to pitch him inside. You cannot let him just take away the inside part of the plate and look middle away.
On-deck hitter Garcia, by the way, is about 12 feet from home plate. He is barely out of your screen. It's high. That's about as close as you can get. Trying to get a good look at Edwards. The 1-2 is low, so high to low.
He doesn't walk a lot, but he doesn't strike out a whole bunch either. A disciplined approach. How many curveballs from Edwards here this afternoon? There's one.
Yep, and a dandy, and he gets out of it. So second and third, nobody out as he came in. He strikes out Saladino, gets Cabrera up on the ground out, and then fans Jose Abreu, still 4-2. golden opportunity. Second and third, nobody out. Joe brought in Carl Edwards Jr. with 2 outs. Here's how he handled Abreu.
Yeah, great work. A couple of cutters to get started. He wouldn't chase the high fastball. A cutter down. And then he finally breaks out the curveball, first one in the sequence, and perfectly delivered. Great work.
Beck in his second inning of work. Zobrist has reached all 3 times. Lead off today. 2 doubles, a walk, an RBI, a stolen base, and a run.
His former club, the Royals, pulled off a trade yesterday. Got Trevor Cahill and a couple others from the Padres, Maurer and Hooker.
Travis Wood heading to the Padres from Kansas City in that trade.
Travis went from a team a game and a half out of first place to a team 25 and a half out. But the weather's very nice. And they have good fish tacos. Maybe he'll get to hit again.
Pedro Strop in the Cubs bullpen. Two. Swing and a miss as Beck comes back, picks up his second strikeout. Sox pitching today with 13 punch-outs.
Beat by a 93-mile-an-hour sinker in the strike zone, and that's a point I make often, but Zobrist's a guy that rarely swings and misses in the zone. Travis Wood, change the scenery will do him well. A 6.91 ERA for Kansas City this year for Woody. Mostly out of the bullpen, but he has made 3 starts.
First plate appearance for John Jay this afternoon. He went 4 for 4 in a starting role yesterday. Did not score a run. One of the Cubs' issues with men on base yesterday. How often does a guy go 4 for 4 and not score at least 1 run? Got to be fairly rare, right?
I would say no more than 9% of the time has that happened. Chris Cantka will let you know. Nice play.
Yeah, I mean, probably more properly phrased, how often has a guy had at least 4 hits in a game without scoring a run?
That's what they're discussing right there. Is the ball boy in the witness protection program, by the way?
Not sure.
I think he was wearing a disguise.
Well, if he is,
that's David Letterman.
Zach Galifianakis.
That is a quality beard.
Probably shouldn't be shooting him long camera shots up close if he's in the witness protection.
That's not the ball boy, that's the ball man.
3-2 on Jay. He walked him. We'll bring up Anthony Rizzo with a man on.
Now the White Sox bullpen for the season, a 3.95 ERA, upper half in the American League, but there's been a lot of turnover out there, so it's a different cast of characters. And lately they have really struggled.
I guess it was last night, Adrian Beltre, who is now 7 hits away from 3,000. Yeah, 29.93. He went 4 for 4 and didn't score. That line originally uttered by Abraham Lincoln.
4 score?
Something like that. Outside on Rizzo.
4 for 4 and didn't score. Well, Jay was hitting down near the bottom of the batting order yesterday. It's more surprising that Beltre, a middle of the order hitter, would be on that often and not come home.
Rangers were shut out. Three-0 count on Rizzo.
Anthony's so close to home plate. If you try to pitch him away, you're not going to be anywhere close to the outside corner. It's like Anthony's moved off the plate again just a little bit, as if to invite him in. It's like, come on, it's okay.
Back-to-back one-out walks.
Hey, here comes Don Cooper. Coop's been on the south side for a long time now. Is he the longest tenured pitching coach in the American League?
Gotta be right. Dave Righetti, I believe, is the longest
Righetti in the
tenured
National
Major League pitching coach.
Rick Honeycutt's been in LA for a long time. How long's Coop been there? Since 02. I would have guessed even longer. Initially in 1995, then he became a Rover and the pitching coordinator for a handful of years, full-time pitching coach since 2002 for Cooper.
Lots of tweets here from people doing some research, including my buddy Chris Campbell. It's happened a fair amount. 4 hit no-run games. Well, 2 Cubs have done it this year. Jay yesterday and Addison Russell earlier this season, according to Chris. At least 4 hits and not score.
Chance to bust this thing wide open.
Ground ball towards center and through for a hit. Jay around third will score. It may not be wide open, but it's open. It's getting a little wider.
With potential for more.
5-2. Contreras has knocked in 4.
Third hit for Contreras. Right out the end of the bat. Still gets enough steam on it to push it through the middle of the infield into center field. Very much like the man of the match is Wilson Contreras.
Rizzo at second, Contreras at first. And Happ takes outside after getting drilled.
First batter that Beck faced in the 5th, so chance for a little revenge here. Just be time to hit one in the seats and take just a little bit longer circling the bases.
And Fonte up in the White Sox bullpen.
Good swing. Contreras now with 56 RBIs on the season. Closing in on the club leader Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo's got 62. Conversation continues.
If you really wanted to trace some of the disagreements today, go back to Rodon and Contreras. They were a little stare down early. And a 3 hit by pitch inning. And Beck hit Happ. Bench clearing watch, and then it became a warning.
Yeah.
Until about 4:30 this afternoon. Three and 2 to Ian Happ. Almora on deck. Cubs lead 5-2.
Start the runners.
Oh, no. Another walk. That's the 3rd of the inning.
Going to do it.
Looks like it'll be Gregory Infante, another right-hander. Bases loaded, a run in, 1 out, 6th inning. We'll be right back.
official Cubs MasterCard debit card, only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Members FDIC.
Weber sauces and seasonings called to the pen. Right-hander Gregory Infante making his 25th appearance.
30 years of age, 0-1, 4.85 ERA for Infante. And he's pitched a lot of minor league ball down through the years. Started at the age of 18 in 2006. Rookie ball with the Orioles and the White Sox. And up and down, numerous organizations.
A reminder on CSN Plus, Big Z will be in the booth. Carlos Zambrano will mic up for a Spanish broadcast of Cubs baseball presented by Swaporama. Cubs and Diamondbacks, first pitch at 7. Or stream the game live at csnchicago.com. Bases loaded. A run in. Righty to righty. Infante to Almora. Line shot. Cabrera makes the catch. Rizzo tags. Here's the throw. It is late. Sac fly on the line out by Almora, and it's 6-2.
Getting this ball in the air. Cabrera's got an accurate arm out there in left field. Just a little bit short. Rizzo beats it to home plate. He's playing add-on here in the middle innings. Making Beck pay for those walks. He might go airborne with a swing in this at bat. Loading up early. 3 with 3 punch outs, and he's looking for a little redemption, but sometimes that just takes you further down that rabbit hole. Trying to make up for it with one big swing, and you end up chasing.
Javier began the game at second, now playing third after Chris Bryant was kicked out. One and two. Kick and a pitch found to the screen. Try it once more. So the Cubs yesterday 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position, 4 for 15 today.
which sounds bad, but it's not.
No, it's not. Baez has struck out all 4 times, but his team now has a 4-run lead as the Cubs put up 2 here in the 6th. Xfinity.com/UFC. Cubs lead 6-2, 7th inning. Pedro Strop now working. And we saw a modern day record today, partner.
What did we see?
Carlos Rodon, the first pitcher in modern day history, according to Elias, in a start of 4 innings or less, struck out 11.
It's a wacky day.
Yep.
But again, you can see why the expectations are so high. I mean, not great stuff. Well, Strop worked yesterday, pitched a scoreless inning with a couple of strikeouts. Took just 12 pitches for that 1 inning. Carl Edwards Jr. certainly earned a game ball here today with his effort in the 6th. Comes in with 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, and leaves them there.
Two and 0 on Garcia. Outside. 3-0.
Now, time to be aggressive. You got a little wiggle room with this 4-run lead.
And a strike. Rick Sutcliffe singing the stretch today. Dropping in.
Attempting
Hi.
To sing, as you know.
You got your uniform on too. Looking good.
Got an inning in you?
No. Do you?
Oh, man. I haven't even played catch in 10 years.
Not true. We played catch in the park.
Oh, we did. That's
it
right.
was fun. Nice catch by.
How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good, good.
I mean, you're so lucky, Jimmy. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm stuck with Boog Shambi every week, and
I got Len.
You're blessed with Lenny here. Question. You know,
Yeah.
tomorrow, David Ross and I are teamed up with Jason Benetti.
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
Really excited about that. I don't know if you've seen, but he's been taking some shots at me on Twitter.
Rossi has or Benetti?
Both.
Yeah.
But mostly Benetti. Yeah.
We love Jason. And have you worked with Rossi yet?
I did.
How's he doing?
I did last week. Well, let me ask you guys. You guys might not have seen this, but Albert Pujols was up, and you know, Dave Fleming looked at me and said 3-0 count. Said, I'm sure he's on his own. I go, oh yeah. And he said, David, what about you? And David said, you know, I always had to look at the third base coach. He said, you know, I'm sure Pujols has never looked down there, but I always had to look. And every time Rusty said that I looked at the third base coach, he gave me the finger.
Very nice.
And I looked at David and I go, what? And I mean, he got beat red. I mean, and then of course we went on camera and he explained it's the index finger. That, you know, it's the sign for, you know, you're going to take a pitch here. So other than that, I mean, he's obviously, I mean, he's terrific at whatever he decides to do, whether it's broadcasting or dancing or managing.
Right. Oh, that's great.
I just noticed there's 2 outs.
All right, yeah, before you sing here, and Stroke hopefully gets Moncada, tell us about the young Moncada. Have you seen him much?
I have not. I actually went and watched a couple of games when they were in Kansas City over the weekend to try to get better prepared for tomorrow night and try to be equal, you know, try to be fair with the White Sox. The tools are there. Got to see him run. I think he had 4 RBIs in one of those ball games. So there's a lot of ability there. It's just it's a tough situation that he's in right now because of the players that they've moved. It's going to be tough the rest of this season. But this is the guy that I know they plan on leaning on a lot.
Top prospect in baseball. Called strike 3. All right, Seth, there you go.
Quick.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Great to see you. We'll see you tomorrow on the South Side. It is time now for the Mazda 7th inning stretch. The 1984 Cy Young winner.
Coming out to the ball game, former Cub great Rick Sutcliffe.
Hello, Chicago. Here we go, Gary. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Oh, it's root for the Cubby. If they don't win, it's a shame for it. You're out at the old ball game. All right.
Transportation, they offer a free bike check. That's located by the Addison Red Line station. And if you choose to drive, the Cubs provide free remote parking and shuttle service on night and weekend games. For information, visit the A to Z guide at Cubs.com.
David Holmberg, a lefty. This is on a curveball to Addison Russell.
Holmberg 1-3 with a 383, working for the 26th time. We saw him a little bit with Cincinnati a couple of years back. Start against the Cubs.
3-0. Nice work by Pedro Strop. And 1.
See Holmberg, more of a finesse type guy. That fastball clock at 88.
Kyle Schwarber on deck for Strop.
Holmberg, in a sense, back home. He was originally drafted by the White Sox in '09. Down to the Diamondbacks and then the Reds.
Russell strikes out, so Holmberg comes all the way back to get him. Here is Schwarber off the bench. Nice hand from the fans here at Wrigley Field. 40,717. Tons of energy throughout this homestand. One ball, one strike. Cubs will have the DH the next 2 nights. Pretty decent chance Schwarber will be that man. Oh, another great job by a former Cub singing the stretch. Rick Sutcliffe following up Rhino yesterday. Always great to see those guys.
Let it turn it loose and the hitters count. Over 1 out of 5 as a pinch hitter, and the one hit a home run.
And we got him. Back-to-back Ks for Holmberg. The batter is Ben Zobrist, who will hit from the right side.
Looking at my scorecard here, apropos of nothing, but I mark most of my outcomes in blue.
Yeah.
And then I highlight the runs scored in yellow, and strikeouts are red. This card is kind of unique looking with all the red, but a fair bit of yellow. So normally when you have a lot of red, you don't have a whole lot of yellow.
Right. I don't know if it would translate on TV. I don't know if we can see it. No, you score on your iPad.
Yeah. It's not my best work. I'm not really proud of this, but I'm going to offer it up. I can expand it too. So a lot of red and yellow.
I don't know if we can see it.
Some quality work right there, folks. The nuns gave me poor grades for penmanship back in the day.
Better score a hit for Zobrist. Is third.
Sister Mary Elephant was the worst. Third hit, fourth reach. He also has a stolen base. So this, the emergence of Contreras doing what he's doing. And now Zobrist looking healthy at the top of the order. You might see Joe finally be able to settle into a somewhat set lineup. Obviously, there's still going to be guys that move in and out. But as he would say, he's got to be digging this the way this is playing here today.
For sure. Well, I guess the irony of the leadoff debate, in my opinion, you might disagree with me, but it's not that Joe doesn't have options. I think he has a lot. And in some ways that has, I don't know if the word is forced him to use different guys. But in terms of the profile, John Jay, Ben Zobrist, we've seen Hayward do it a couple of times.
Yeah, I think the whole conversation was started with Kyle struggling the way he did coming out of spring training.
And that was a fair conversation.
Right.
So, it's not as if they don't have anybody who theoretically would be a good leadoff hitter. Right. They've got tons of guys who work good at bats. And I guess the other kind of funny part of this is that the guy people miss isn't even hitting leadoff. Actually, he's on the DL now, but Fowler, as we saw this weekend, is now batting third for the Cardinals. You've got Matt Carpenter back in that leadoff spot. One and two on John Jay. Probably a
Dexter's got a .333 on base percentage this year. That's 30 points below his career average. So while he is well suited for the role, he was not doing particularly well at it this year.
The major league leader in on base percentage from the leadoff spot.
Player or team?
Player.
Charlie Blackmon, I'm guessing.
He's sixth.
He is sixth.
The Cubs do not have a qualifier in the top 25, and I think part of the reason is they don't have enough plate appearances. Carpenter, Matt Carpenter.
Oh yeah, Carpenter.
426 OBP. Eric Sogard, Michael Conforto, Shin-Soo Choo, George Springer, and then Blackmon.
So I didn't realize Conforto had been hitting leadoff that much.
Time for Zobrist with 2 outs, full count on the batter. Here it is. He walked him. So Jay in this series is 4 for 4 and on base all 6 tries. He's walked twice today.
Imagine Ricky Renteria snarkily looking towards Don Cooper saying, so we're walking Jay here to get to Rizzo, huh? Cooper just takes his hat off and says, I don't know, Skip.
Foul. Every Cub in the starting lineup struck out today. They still lead this game 6-2. Curve just outside. 2-1. Popped up, and the wind will make sure it gets behind the home dugout. The Cubs have put the full count press on the White Sox pitching here lately.
Yeah, there's been a lot of pitches made in this game. That's why we're over 3 hours into it. We're in the 7th inning. The strikeouts came with a price for Rodon.
Ground ball to first. Abreu will scoop. Cubs leave 2. They've had traffic in every inning today, and they lead 6-2 late.
At eClickLending.com. eClick is located right here in Chicagoland and rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. eClick Lending. Your mortgage just happened. Strop yields to Rondon, who pitches for the 42nd time. Hector 2-1 with a 4.42 ERA. 38 2/3 innings. He's allowed 32 hits, 16 walks, struck out 48. So one of those years, a couple steps forward and a big step backward for Hector as he works his way through this season. His stuff has been really good lately. Upper 90s heater.
So a game including Rodon and a Rondon. And that'll bring up Yolmer Sanchez, switch hitting infielder. You may remember Carlos Sanchez. It's the same guy.
Look just like him.
This year changing his name to Yolmer. Carlos, actually one of his middle names, Yolmer, is his given birth name, and he likes the uniqueness of it. He is the first Yolmer in Major League history.
Sounds like a Norwegian bachelor farmer.
What makes him a bachelor? Just a little added touch.
That's a little nod towards Prairie Home Companion.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yolmer, I think, is a.
And he's a bachelor?
Yeah, Harrison Keeler always talks about the Norwegian bachelor farmers.
The 0-2 bounced foul to first.
Down at the Sons of Canute Hall. So there have been in this ball game 24 strikeouts, 10 walks, 5 hit batsmen.
Should probably include the home run too.
Just a whole
Balls
lot of
that were not put in play.
Yeah, not in play outcomes.
A 3 true outcome day. Yeah, or 4 in the case of the hit batters. Hey, Brian checks in on Twitter and has a really good question. Would you consider this 2 2-game series or 1 4-game series? I would say officially it's 2 2-game series.
Yeah.
But I really look at it as just 1 4-gamer. And we just change venues.
Yeah. I like that approach.
So informally, I say 4. Officially,
Technically.
2.
Rondon charged with a blown save in that bullpen meltdown game, game 1 of the 3-game set with the Cardinals last week. He did not retire a man, allowed a couple of hits, a couple of walks, and 4 runs. And then he pitched a scoreless inning in the finale of the series.
That was the night he hit 100, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hit, walk, and a strikeout in that one.
One laced out into right center on 98. It's going to roll to the wall. Sanchez is going to have a pretty routine triple if there is such a thing.
Because of the coziness of this ballpark, you don't see many triples in the alleys. Down the right field line is typically where the third base hits come from. This time Zobrist's not able to cut that ball off. Maybe took a little bit too aggressive of an angle on it. Would have been 2 for sure, and then once Ben couldn't cut it off, Sanchez makes his way all the way to third base. I didn't see Almora before the pitch, but I'm guessing he was shading him a little bit the other way.
Yolmer might be even a little faster than Carlos was. Now Baez with the infield back save for Baez. Cubs leading by 4 here late. Outs much more important at this point. And bases are even a run. And Baez pulls the Valbuena / Baez. It's an epidemic.
Yeah, / Beltre, and here comes Lazio. He's trying to get Hector back on track. Maybe a little bit of the, hey, don't worry about that guy on third. Let's just attack the hitters here.
2-1. Kick and the pitch out into the upper deck off of third. There's a scramble for the ball.
The hits for the White Sox today coming from the bottom part of the batting order. The top 5 collectively 0 for 15. Narvaez having a big day. Engel with a double. Anderson had a knock while he was in there.
So, triple and a walk. Narvaez on all 4 times. That brings up Engel. Cubs bullpen currently quiet. That
probably about to change. Yeah. Mike Montgomery is now part of the mix down in the bullpen. Joe would prefer to stay away from Uehara here today.
First and third, nobody out, and there's a strike. Engel, 1-1. His double in the 6th put the White Sox in a pretty good spot, second and third, with nobody out in a 2-run ball game. But then Carl Edwards Jr. came in and got out of it with no damage. One and two.
A nice job by Contreras shifting his body over there to help present that pitch to Barksdale. He set up away. We talked about anticipating the potential miss.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Finished that one and got a positive result.
Saladino struck out on his first try. And it was that spot, second and third, and nobody out at the time in the 6th against Edwards. Tap back to Hector. They get one. They get them both. Double play. 1-6-3. And we think the inning's over, but we're going to make sure.
Ricky's asking for a little time to review the video. Tries to work his way out the mound. The footwork not the cleanest, but he got the ball there in time at second base. Very close at first. And
even on a 50-50 call, I'm guessing they will ask for a replay. There's no reason not to.
If you're the White Sox, you got to challenge this.
They have challenged. Boy, with the footwork there, I was worried about it.
A sail into center.
Yeah, wayward throw, but he put it right on the money to Russell. I assume the challenge is the play at first. Addison had his foot on the bag at second, right?
I didn't see otherwise. I'm guessing first base is what they're talking about. See, he's trying to get off the mound and kind of give himself a little flatter surface to set his feet with.
Out.
Good there.
Good to go there.
Wow, that's a great look right there, frame by frame, and
you hope it's just not conclusive
right
to be overturned, and they stick with the original out call. I don't have conclusively safe on that look. Do you?
No, I have my best guess. If nothing had been called with that replay, would be safe, but I don't know if they're going to find enough there to overturn that call. It looked to me like the ball was still on the ground as his foot hit the bag. No, I guess it is more back of the mitt. It's I don't think they can overturn it.
Oh, famous last words.
Well, yeah, they certainly can. All right. I don't think they will.
So a 1-6-3 double play. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 6-2. Hefty home run. Wilson Contreras go ahead blast in the bottom of the first inning. That made it 3-0 Cubs, and they have not trailed today.
Well, here's a veteran right-hander, Tyler Clippard. This is his 43rd appearance. It will be his 3rd with the Sox. He's 1-6 with an ERA of 5.15. Twice for the Pale Hose in their series at Kansas City. Suffered a loss and then gave up the game-winning hit. It has not gone well for him.
Contreras takes high. And change for ball 1.
Yeah, Clippard certainly a different look from most guys you see coming out of Major League bullpens these days. He works the top of the zone. Does not throw particularly hard. He kind of like Uehara in that regard. He's got a really good changeup and a good curveball. He throws a split finger pitch.
Big day for Wilson with the home run. 2 singles in addition. 4 knocked in. The only out he made was a strikeout in the 4th.
It's been in the big leagues a long time. Broke in with the Yankees back in '07. Washington National 08 through 14. Had a nice run there. Made a couple all-star teams.
Who wants it? It's caught by Moncada with Garcia right behind him. That'll bring up Happ, who began the game at left, now playing second base. He is 1 for 2. Single, hit by a pitch, a walk, and a stolen base. With the advantage, 2-0.
The ability to throw that changeup in hitters' counts, it's kind of been a moneymaker for Clippard. Remember his career, gets a lot of swings and misses, weak contact with that approach.
He walked him. We'll bring up Almora. And Rizzo with a sac fly in the 6th. We are 10 miles away from tomorrow night's venue. And according to my map app, we are a 38-minute drive from where we sit.
It's a team hotel. What time are we checking in?
We did this bit last year about flying from O'Hare to Midway, and we had a few people who actually thought that was the case. Runner goes. The throw is not in time. Good throw by Narvaez, but Happ is in. White Sox lost their challenge, but we are now here in the 8th inning, and Ricky Renteria can ask the crew chief for a replay, but he can't get one without the crew chief saying we'll do it.
That's a rule that needs to go away. I mean, it's kind of silly. You either have a challenge or you don't.
Yeah, I'm with you. He's in.
As long as he maintains contact, and he did. Yeah, he did get off a good throw. He really had to hurry the throw. Clippard is not particularly quick to home plate.
That could be like our annual April Fool's Day thing.
Yeah.
Instead of doing something on April 1st, and the season usually hasn't begun, so we couldn't really do it on the broadcast. That's foul.
Joe will come up with some theme trip to the south side of Chicago, Chicago-based angle.
Drive to O'Hare, fly to Midway, take the bus from Midway to the team hotel. And, yeah. Well, that's the benefit of this crosstown series. All these guys get to sleep in their own beds tonight, all week.
And if they wanted to, they could commute back and forth to Milwaukee as well. Especially you North Siders, you North Shore folk.
center. That ball will get to the wall. Happ's going to score. Almora's got 2. 7-2.
A great swing by Almora. We talked about at the start of the ball game how good he has been against left-handed pitching. This time he stays back nicely on this off-speed pitch from Clippard. Picks up his second RBI of the day. It's a changeup. Watch him wait. Head rate on it. Beautiful swing of the bat. Most impressive. And Engel, boy, he almost ran that one down. I thought he was going to leave his feet.
How about a salvage here for Baez? 4 at bats, 4 strikeouts, all swinging. Cubs now have 10 hits.
So that's the question, right? And you probably get different answers from different hitters. You're 0 for 4 with 4 punch outs. Do you want that 5th at bat, or you just want the day to be over? It might depend on who's on the mound.
My guess would be most guys would say.
Yeah, what they would say, but if they were on a lie detector. Not anticipating Javi cutting down on his swing just to put the ball in play. He feels a whole lot better about his day unless one of these spheroids from Tyler Clippard ends up in the bleachers.
Trying to avoid the platinum sombrero?
I'm not sure what that.
1 and 2 on him.
Ooh. 5 golden rings, something like that.
So 2 outs, and it's Russell. A double, 2 strikeouts, and an intentional walk. Scored a run in the second.
That's the 17th strikeout recorded by White Sox pitching here today.
Okay, I know it's aggravating to watch. It's aesthetically not particularly pleasing. But the Cubs have scored 7 runs.
Right. It's all about runs.
They've walked 8 times. They've got 10 hits. And I guess the point is, if you're going to strike out that often, you got to have the other stuff to go along with it. And that's where the little disclaimer on the strikeouts would be. You could promise me 18, 19 base runners a night.
Strike out all you want.
Right. Lofted to left. Cabrera has it. And the Cubs have a 5-run lead as we go to the 9th from Wrigley Field.
14th and Tuesday, August 15th. The Cubs are offering specially priced tickets to teachers, students, and academic professionals and their family members and friends to watch the Cubs host the Cincinnati Reds. Included with your game ticket, participants will receive a commemorative fidget spinner. For tickets, visit Cubs.com/communitynights.
Lefty Brian Dunsing following Lackey, Edwards, Strop, and Rondon. Only runs for the White Sox, courtesy of the pitcher Rodon with a 2-run double in the second. The Cubs lost yesterday. Their only run came on a Kyle Hendricks RBI. A strike on the switch hitting Cabrera. Base hit. Leadoff single. Abreu hit twice. 0 for 2. Cubs ruining missed opportunities yesterday, and the White Sox will feel that way today.
Big chance in the 5th when John Lackey hit by pitched. The base was loaded, but then he got a ground ball from Tim Anderson to finish the inning. They left him loaded. And this would be another one for the historians to dig into then. In all likelihood, the Cubs will not bat in the bottom of the 9th. So 8 innings batted, 17 strikeouts, but 7 runs put on the board.
That's
pretty rare, I would assume.
Got to be fairly rare.
Curveball could be a real good ground ball pitch for Dunsing.
Here's 1-2. And it could be the 2. 4-6 to 3.
Lovely. On the breaking ball, but he got the ground ball, got the double play. They got a big one in the 8th with Rondon out there, and now 1 out away from finishing off this ball game and evening this 4-game series at 1 apiece.
Javi Garcia. 2 outs, nobody on, 9th inning. This broadcast is heading south in 24 hours. One strike on Garcia.
When things are getting a little testy out there, I thought we were going to have to go next door and rumble with Hawk and Stoney.
1-2. Here's the pitch inside. Chance to get back into a first place tie before the Brewers play tonight. He held.
Brewers in Washington tonight. Pirates are out west playing the Giants. So Jamison Tyone and Madison Bumgarner scheduled to pitch in that one. Cardinals host the Rockies. John Gray, Lance Lynn.
Bounced over the mound. Russell's got it. Cubs win. Cubs win. A weird ball game today, to say the least, as we mentioned, with all the strikeouts. Chris Bryant got ejected, but the Cubs win it 7-2, and they complete the quote homestand 3-2.
Yeah, it started early with a Wilson Contreras home run. He has a big day. 3 out of 5 drives in 4. Albert Almora, a couple RBIs. Ben Zobrist, a 3-hit day. John Lackey, solid again today. 5 innings, a 2-run ball. Picks up his 7th win. And great work by the bullpen this afternoon.
7 runs on 10 hits for the Cubs. 2 on 7 for the White Sox. Lackey over Rodon. And the toast of the game is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. It's got to be Wilson Contreras on and off the field today. He made that young man's day.
Yeah, that right there. He could have gone 0 for 5 today and would have deserved our toast of the game, but he didn't go 0 for 5.
Young Daniel Rodriguez just turned 10, and he watched his hero go out and have a great ball game. Benny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. And our On the Diamond interview, presented by James & Sons Fine Jewelers, happens right now with Kelly.
All right, guys. Well, Wilson, 3 more hits, 4 RBI today. You continue to be such a catalyst for this team, and your month of July has been one for the record books. What has been different for you at the plate this month, Wilson?
I think the confidence grew up since I got the full time playing behind the plate. And now I know that I'm going to be every single day behind the plate. My confidence went up like from 50% to 110%. And I'm just trying to do the little things of the game, just trying to have my rhythm on the plate and get my pitch to hit.
Well, your offense obviously got things started today, but what a bizarre game. Chris Bryant getting ejected. John Lackey there in the 5th inning, hit a couple guys. What did you see from him? Did anything change in his delivery? What happened in that inning?
We were trying to go in on some guys, and I think he changed a little bit his delivery. I mean, we wasn't trying to hit like 3 guys in a row, but thing happens, and I mean, C.J. Hayward came in and did a really nice job with 2 men on base and nobody out. And I mean, the bullpen said yes to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we want to go back to the start of this game. Before it all got going, you got to meet a guy by the name of Daniel and surprise him on his 10th birthday. Tell the folks at home as they get to see the video here about meeting him and what that was like, as you gave him your batting gloves, you gave him a jersey, all of that.
Dan is a really special kid to me. I knew him since last year, and we became best friends. And they told me that he was here for his birthday, and I didn't doubt to give him my helmets, my batting glove, and a jersey. I mean, the special kid to me, they mean a lot. They mean everything to me. And if I can do anything to keep help them, I will do it.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about. Wilson, enjoy this win.
Thank you very much.
There you go, guys. A very special day, obviously, for Daniel. Big day for Wilson Contreras. A big month, but most of all, you know he's happy about the Cubs' W.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, what a great story. And Wilson receives a gift card courtesy of James & Sons Fine Jewelers. Cubs beat the White Sox 7-2 today. And for JD, for Kelly, and our entire CSN crew here at Wrigley Field, Len Casper inviting you to stay tuned. More Cubs baseball tomorrow. Crosstown Cup continues on CSN at 6 o'clock from the south side. That'll be a White Sox broadcast. JD and I will have Thursday night's game right here on CSN. Stay tuned. Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs postgame live is next.
Get on that charter.